Right across the grass from the Nature Center is Fort Edmonton Park. Let's go on in. Hi, we're here in Fort Edmonton Park and we're on the train that's going to carry us backwards in time to what life was like in the fort in the early 1800s. Then the train's going to begin carrying us forward in time to the early 1900s and the 1920s before we finally get back to today. So come along with us and let's see what we can find out about life in Edmonton 200 years ago. Matthew. Here we go. Back to the late 1700s. This is Fort Edmonton. And there's a Plains teepee. And into the fort.
As it is.
The tradesmen's quarters.
Yeah. So this would be what you...
This part of the park is showing you 1846. When you leave the fort and you walk away from the teepees outside, you go to 1885. That's when Edmonton starts to become a little town. And then, once you get to the end of that road, you turn, and then you're in 1905. And then you're in 1920s after another.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not the inside.
Jack. Look here.
Oh my gosh, all the pals.
Well, it's just there's something just the other side. Have you ever eaten a piece of fried chicken?
The storekeeper lives here.
Yeah.
Small little room.
Well, no. Salted tongue.
Wow.
Bear traps here. At the trading post. We can go up. This is the attic of the trading post. The big boss evidently loves his rum. Here's the kitchen in the basement. And servants' quarters. This fireplace is where the family cooking was done. The butler's pantry. And family dining. This is the dining room's fireplace.
Entertaining guests in here. Lots of gifts on the wall from different native trees. Lots of different examples of hunting supplies. And objects.
And what's your place in the house?
Well, I would be a servant, and then downstairs there's a servant's quarters. I actually live across the way in Married Men's. All the women in the fort are native Métis. At this point, we have a lot of Métis people living in the fort because the fort's been around for a long time. All the men are European. A lot of people from the Orkney Islands, France, and England.
Here's the office. And this is the women's dining hall. a baby cradle and a child's bed and the parents' bed. We're here in the meat storage room.
Notice the saws on the wall to cut the meat.
Absolutely. And here we have a barrel of salted tongues. This is the watchtower. We're here in the chapel. And behind us is the minister's quarters, his office, the oven was used by the entire community for baking bread. This is the bachelor's hall. Must have been a lot of bachelors here. And this is the kitchen in the bachelor's hall. Pretty basic. They set a coffee pot. We're standing in the ice house. The ice tongs. These are the married men's quarters. The bunk bed, single bed, a very big table and benches, the fireplace, a baby cradle, and the ladder that goes up to the loft.
Could be.
Here's another married men's quarters, bunk beds, single bed, baby cradle over here, and the ladder going up to the loft. This is the carpenter's shop. Got some huge saws over here, and a lot of other carpentry tools, including axes. Quite a mess on the floor. The Fort Edmonton windmill was built in 1847. It was the only one of its kind west of Red River Settlement. Gardens have cabbages, onions, tomatoes, beets, and various other vegetables. We're looking at the York, built about 1840, part of the Hudson Bay Fleet. Its trip took about 4 months and traveled about 2,000 miles from Fort Edmonton to York Factory on the Hudson Bay. And this is the Saskatchewan River. This is the Indian encampment.